Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Sunday, March the 26th is race number 9 at Sunland Park. We're going 1 1/8 miles, a Kentucky Derby qualifying points on the line in the Grade 3 Sunland Derby. And as we take a look at this field, remember to head on over to the Race of the Day page on DRF.com, download those free Formulator past performances, and handicap along with us as we take them in post position order.
Derby points on the line, a lot of bread. $800,000. I mean, there's a reason you get all the big names that ship out there for this race.
And we've got a big field, and it should be a good betting race, and you're right about the big names. Baffert, Pletcher, et al. Tom Amos, he wins 27%. Yeah. He's got the horse down on the rail, shareholder value. Javier takes the mount, which means he's probably going to take a little bit of money, but shareholder value, last time out in the Risen Star, he passed a couple of tired ones, untrapped the runner-up, came back, he ran a good race, went third in the Rebel last week with an 89 buyer. You can argue a little class drop for shareholder value. I think he gets some pace. He might be coming running late, but doesn't Javier hurt your price?
Yeah, a little bit. I certainly believe that. I've gone in and out with this horse. I liked him as a 2-year-old. I liked him at $1 million to 1 in the Kentucky Jockey Club. Then I haven't liked him at all this year. I don't know what we're going to get. It seems like that surface at Sunland usually favors speed, but there is other pace signed on in this race. For me, he's underneath only.
Here's the number 2, Hedge Fund, Todd Pletcher, Jose Ortiz. The Rare Pletcher bomb in his debut, especially at Gulfstream Park. At even money, didn't run well, but he's by Super Saver. Maybe he just needed stretch out. Maybe he just needed blinkers. He got both in start number 2. The buyer improved dramatically to an 82 buyer. And one of the horses he beat came back to buyer an 83 on turf.
Yeah, this is an interesting horse. You look at the pedigree, distance is his friend. So when they finally stretched him out, not surprised with that. Couple of just little weird things here. Javier was on for both of those starts. He is now on Amos's horse. There's a million different reasons why that could be. And it'd be one thing if all of a sudden it went from Javier to some no-name, goes from Javier to Jose. I'm not terribly concerned. I think this horse got a big chance.
Been a tough couple of weeks for Bob Baffert on the 3-year-old trail. Mastery, arguably the best 3-year-old in the country. Out of the Derby picture with an injury after winning the San Felipe so impressively. American Anthem threw in a dud last week in the Rebel. Still pretty good to be Baffert.
Yeah.
Earlier on Saturday, he's got Arrogate going for the earnings record.
He's
has a 1-3 shot in the Dubai World Cup. He also has Bronze Age, who might be the favorite in the Sunland Derby. And this horse improved around 2 turns last time out. Really like the acceleration he showed on the turn. I mean, we like speed horses to be ridden that way. And Victor rode him perfectly. Getting a little tired late.
A little bit tired, and you just look at the pedigree. I'm not entirely sure how far he wants to go. The mile is within his range, but now we're going to 1 1/8 miles with other pace in this race, and that could be the big difference maker. I agree. Victor, beautiful ride. That's exactly what I want. Going into the far turn, let him out a notch. Let him open up and extend, and then come and catch me. Because if he doesn't do that, I think West Coast comes and gets him. West Coast, you know, there was a Baffert triple right there, trifecta right top to bottom. Glacier came back. He was a turf horse, though. West Coast, he beat 2 horses. I mean, he ran in a 3-horse race, and he may be one of the favorites for the Santa Anita Derby. I think Bronze Age is nice. I don't know that I'm entirely all in on that 93 buyer. But guess what? The good thing for him is he can still regress and still be the winner.
Oxford Lane, the number 4, has done some good things for Kenny McPeak ever since being stretched out around 2 turns, a winner of a maiden race last time out at Oaklawn. I like that he has tactical speed and is not speed crazy. He can sit just off the pace under Richard Aramia. His buyers from his last 2 races, slight improvement, puts him right there.
I like this horse. I like him a lot. I think he's interesting in this race. I don't know that he can win, but he can certainly hit the board. And you just look at his overall body of work. He debuted as a 2-year-old in June. Gone until January, draw a line through that. The comeback effort, muddy, draw a line through that. All you're left with is 2 80-plus buyers. I think there's a lot to like.
Number 5, IRAP might be the most famous maiden in all of America. This is going to be start number 7. He's still seeking his first win, but he's kept good company. Second to Mastery in the Low South Futurity, second to Royal Mo in the Grade 3 Robert B. Lewis, and second last time out in the local prep for this race, the Mind That Bird Derby. Blinkers back on, and I think Mario's got one way to go. They tried to rate him in that Robert B. Lewis. It didn't work. You just have to send and hope for the best. Hope somebody else takes back.
Seems like every year we have one maiden that just dances all the dances. Last year it was the horse that finally broke his maiden in the Jim Dandy. I can't remember his name offhand, but IRAP seems to be fitting that bill right now. He has a couple of races that are good enough to be competitive. It's just hard for me to love a maiden in a race like this.
Half to Spitestown. He's got pedigree. He's got connections. Doug O'Neill, Mario Gutierrez, and I think he'll be forward. The 6 is Dilettante going out for Wayne Lucas. $7,000 purchase by Unbridled Song. Starting to make good. 5th in the Southwest last time out at a big price, but another Lucas also ran from that race, came back to win a 2L with an 82 buyer speed figure. He's paired up buyer tops. I know you like that angle. How about a move forward to get a piece?
Yeah, why not? You know, you look at it, if pace shows up in this race, he can sit, he can come on at the end. a piece.
7 Kim Bear to me is one of the more interesting price sources in this race at 15-1. Connections, considering he's a Temple City, understand.
Sure.
Put this horse on the turf, and he ran okay on the turf. His 2 dirt races make me think he's a dirt horse. Race against Iliad at Losal, when Iliad just got on the radar real quick, 6 furlongs and 8-1. And then last time out in a maiden special weight going 7, where he was just hung 3 wide in between horses entering the turn. Won that race very easy, got a fig of an 85, and Sonneteer came back to flatter with a way better than expected effort in a Rebel.
But you know, visually though, when he broke his maiden, this horse Kim Bear was really, really what you're looking for. He just cruised up, Talamo just rolled on him, and he buried that field. He absolutely put the boots to him, galloped out well. I think this is a nice horse, an interesting horse going forward. We brought it up yesterday, we were talking about it a little bit. This is the family of Dream Dancing, who is a 3-year-old filly right now from Mark Cassie, and I can't remember the actual name of the big horse in there that's won all sorts of races.
Beautiful Pleasure, Mackie, you know.
But it's very odd where they all can do one or the other, but rarely can they do both. But there's a lot of quality in this family. I won't be surprised at all if this horse runs well.
He's a very interesting horse, and I like his tactical speed. I think if IRAP and Bronze Age and maybe Conquest Mo Money go to the front, this horse will settle into a nice spot for Joe Talamo. Wine and Divine is the 8, 10 starts, 6 runner-up efforts. One of the local hopes in here. He's got to do a lot better.
In over his head.
Let's take a look at the number 9. That is Hence. 1-2 in here, trained by Steve Asmussen. And this horse, you know how he's going to run. He's going to be taken back and hope to make one run at the back of the pack. Didn't do much in the Southwest. And considering there was some pace, I expected a little bit more.
Yeah, another concern for me is you go 2 back. His only win thus far, sloppy sealed track. I don't ever trust these kind of horses when they've proven on dirt, on fast dirt, that they can't really pick the feet up.
No, Ballandine's not impossible in here. I like what Chris Hartman's done with this horse. He ran a good second behind McCracken in the Street Sense, finishing ahead of a nice one that I know you like, Lecomte Winner Guest Suite. Took some money in the Delta Jackpot. I want to hold that race against a quirky track at Delta Downs. Hartman ran him sprinting first time back. Something tells me that was the prep race for this. He ran okay. Now he's going to stretch out. He's got a pedigree. Bernardini, his damn mama Kimbo was a nice horse. Maybe Ballandine gets a piece of this at the very least.
Yeah, he's interesting in here, particularly too. I like the fact that I know both of his wins came basically pressing the pace, but I don't know that he absolutely has to be there. And frankly, I don't think he's got the kind of gas that can go out there with these other ones drawn to his inside. He is interesting. I think that was a nice tune-up second off the bench. He's interesting at a big number.
Total Tap was a comfortable winner. I know it was only ahead, but it looked like he had that race in command in the stretch. That was at the fairgrounds. His buyers are creeping forward. He's got enough pedigree that makes me think he can have more of a forward move. I think this time around he's going to be taken a little bit further back.
Yeah, he's an interesting one in here. It'll be interesting to see what we get third off the bench, and that fact that Asmussen sent this horse of all of his 3-year-olds out here. You wonder, is this just taking a shot to see if it works? Or you send him out here because you got $800,000 on the line and you actually think he's going to fly a little under the radar.
Then you got the local hope, the 12 Conquest Mo Money. He has won all 3 lifetime starts. He handled IRAP in the Mind That Bird Derby last time out, going a mile and a 16th. He's one of the rare bargains by the fantastic young stallion Uncle Mo. He sold for only $8,500. This is a tough post, but at least he's shown he can win from off. He can win from on the lead. He's just a little slow on paper, but you know, 9-2, I think he drifts.
I would hope. I have to be honest, I can't knock a horse that all he does is go out and win, particularly because he has won from way off of it as well as outright on it. You would need to give me a heck of a lot more than 9-2.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the formulator race of the day, the Grade 3 Sunland Derby. You're going to Todd, the 2 hedge fund. Really liked the way he handled those 2 turns last time out.
It's kind of the way I'm looking at it, and I don't think he needs to have the lead. You see Bronze Age in here. You got some other speeds. I think he sits. I think Jose takes advantage.
2-3-7-4 for Matt. I'm going with Kim Bear, 15-1 on the morning line, 7-3, 5, and 6 for me. Just like the things he's done on dirt, and I think he's going to work out a good trip in the second flight. Just off the pace, he'll be gearing up on the turn under Joe Talamo. Again, 7-3, 5, 6 for me in the Sunland Derby. If you are playing that action-packed Sunland card on Sunday at home, you got the Sunland Derby, you got the Philly race, you got several other stakes races. $300 sign-up bonus waiting for new DRF Bet subscribers at drf.com/trifecta. Approximate post time for race number 9 on Sunday, the Grade 3 Sunland Derby, 5:28 Mountain Time. Best of luck.